Identity. Japanese. Hepburn. Identity. Japanese pronunciation. Identity is a song by Japanese band Sakanaction. It was released in July and August 2010 as the band's first single, after the release of their four-album Kikuuiki in March 2010. The band's first summertime release, Identity, was an upbeat song featuring Latin percussion and lyrics about self-identity. In September 2011, it was added to the band's fifth studio album, Documentaly. The song was well reviewed by Japanese music critics, who enjoyed the Latin percussive elements and the song's upbeat melody. Commercially, the song reached number 12 on Oricon's single chart and number 7 on the Billboard Japan Hot 100, performing worse than the band's previous single, Aruku Around, 2010, but better than their earlier singles, Sent to Ray, 2008, and Native Dancer, 2009. Background and development. After the release of their album Shinshiro in early 2009, the band spent much of their time experimenting with different styles for their song, Aruku Around, testing the audience reaction to the song at summer festivals. After Aruku Around was released as a single in January 2010, it became a popular and critical success, reaching number 3 on Oricon's single charts. Praised for its strong arrangement and band vocalist Ichiro Yamaguchi's poetic lyrics. After Aruku Around, the band released their fourth studio album Kikuuiki in March 2010. Though the band had begun thinking of ideas for this record in February 2009, less than a month after their previous album, they recorded the bulk of the material in January and February 2010. Identity was a song that was born from the band's early demo sessions for Kikuuiki in 2009. During the same period when the band were experimenting on Aruku Around to create a signature song with a recognizable Sakanaction sound, and considering what a single's role was. After Kikuuiki, the band planned to release an easy-to-digest song in a similar vein to Aruku Around. To promote Kikuuiki, the band performed a 13-date national tour of Japan in April and May. Sakanaquarium 2010 Kikuuiki. At the tour final on May 28 at ZEP Tokyo, the band performed Identity for the first time during the concert's encore. On the same day, the song was announced as the band's next single, scheduled for release in August. Writing and inspiration. The song was conceived in 2009 as the band's next work after the song Migare Kuiiro, 2010. The leading track from Kikuuiki, Migare Kuiiro, a complicated 7-minute rock opera, had been the final song that the band worked on for Kikuuiki, with recording sessions lasting until February 16, a month before the album's release. After the success of Kikuuiki, they felt that the time was opportune for the band to quickly release new material. This time also coincided with the time when band members began to smoothly and enjoyably record music together, compared to the band's earlier albums, such as Night Fishing, 2008, where the process was difficult and frustrating. After the band's success with Aruku Around and Kikuuiki, Identity was the first song the band wrote specifically for a wider audience. The song's lyrics were directly inspired by Migare Kuiiro, which were written after Migare Kuiiro had been completed. For Migare Kuiiro, Yamaguchi felt that he needed to develop a new style of lyric writing for himself, featuring abstract concepts but words that people would still empathize with. The first part of the song was inspired by an incident where Yamaguchi was watching people carry out their daily lives. He noticed that almost all of the women around him were wearing leggings, which made him hypersensitive to each person's individuality. This feeling which had been unconscious for him before, inspired the song's chorus lyric Aidentiti ga nai, umara nai, I have no identity, it's not born, and melody. The rest of the lyrics were inspired by YouTube comments, which Yamaguchi noticed were often further comments of already existing comments, instead of a comment about their first impressions of the video. This made him realize that people often base their identities on the actions of other people. After considering the idea, Yamaguchi considered the only time people were free from these outside influences were in early childhood, where people's actions were expressing their pure self-identity, and wanted to express his conclusion in the lyrics of Identity. The song's final lyrics were written by Yamaguchi in three perspectives: the perspective of someone on stage, an audience member perspective, and a third perspective encompassing both aspects. The song was given the concept of a Sakanaction version of Southern All-Star's 1978 song Cat Ni Sinbad when writing. While Yamaguchi said this as a joke, he felt that this was true for where the band were in their career. Like Southern All-Stars, who were able to produce many high-response singles after Cat Ni Sinbad, such as Itoshi no Eli, 1979. As the song was the band's first summer release, the band members wanted a melody that would express this. Together, they felt that adding conga drums would add to the summer atmosphere of the song. In the band's previous album, Kikuuiki, where the band had attempted to mix the unmixable, Identity was an extension of this, where they mixed heavy lyrics with a fun backing track. The song's sound was an experiment for the band as they considered what pop music was, when previously they hadn't thought of their music in terms of rock, instead of a pop sound that merely colored the band. Sakanaction wanted to create pop music with a Sakanaction approach. If they were not able to do this, Yamaguchi felt that the band would become trapped, only accessible to a small field of music fans. Because of this, Yamaguchi considers Identity to be a song that showed off a new aspect of Sakanaction, similar to their songs Sent to Ray, 2008, and Aruku Around, 2010. Composition. Identity is an up-tempo song with a strong Latin beat, blending together Latin, rock and electro genres. The song's chorus features a vocal chorus of 10 people singing in the background. The song's lyrics question the nature of what self-identity is, and strongly contrast with the song's otherwise happy and upbeat sound. The song's lyrics feature the phrase Identity ga nai, umara nai, which leads the song and feature in the song's chorus. The song's protagonist says that going by measures such as what his favorite clothes, books and food are, he's just a regular person, and that him thinking about the morning's rain that led to a woman's shirt becoming set were inelegant thoughts. A scene is depicted in the lyrics where someone at the beginning of a concert compares himself with the other members of the audience, and realizes that comparing yourself to others is not a proper way to live. Later, he thinks about childhood memories of defeat, and realizes that these memories are his pure self. After understanding this, he feels like he wants to scream, and begins to cry. Promotion and release. The song was used in commercials for the Yobiko Toshin High School from the start of August 2010, and in September 2011 was added to the playable song list of the Konami arcade game Upbeat Copious. In 2013, the song became the theme song for the film Judge, starring Satoshi Sumabuki and Keiko Kitagawa. Sakanaction produced an original song for the film's ending credits, Eureka, which was released as a single in 2013. The single was released digitally exclusive to iTunes on July 7, followed by a wide and physical release on August 4. The single was released in two physical versions, CD only and CD, DVD. The DVD edition featured a recording of 5 songs taken from the band's performance at Shinkiba Studio Coast on May 15, 2010. Yamaguchi and the other band members wanted to add the DVD to the single, as they felt that Aidentiti was single made primarily to introduce people to Sakanaction, so felt that a DVD showcase of their most recent concert was appropriate. The concert was later released in full as the Sakanaquarium 2010. See DVD on February 2, 2011. The first press edition of the physical single came with additional photos of the band during recording sessions and concert performances, and a serial number to apply to attend the band's Sakanaquarium 21.1 B concert of the Nippon Budokan, held on October 8, 2010. The single featured 2 additional tracks, the B-side, Holy Dance, and a remix of Yes No from Kikuuiki created by Aoki Takamasa. Conceptually, Yamaguchi thought of the single as a piece of fruit, with Aidentiti acting as the skin, Holy Dance, the flesh, and Yes No, Aoki Takamasa remix, the pit. In August 2015, a new version of the song produced by Miku Sakari called Aidentiti K's_remix was released on the band's compilation album Natsukashi Sukiwara Tarashi Suki, coupling and remix works. The album also compiled the singles B-sides, Holy Dance, and Yes No, Aoki Takamasa remix, quote, and a music video was created for Holy Dance, directed by Yamaguchi personally. On March 3, 2016, Kana Hashimoto of the girl group Rev from DVL sang a cover of the song at an event to promote the film Sailor Suit and Machine Gun Graduation 2016, which she decided to perform because she believed the song's lyrical theme of self-identity matched her experience of the film. Since its release, the song has become a staple of the band's concert set lists. 5 recordings of performances of the song have been released. The first was at the band's performance at the Nippon Budokan on October 8, 2010, was released as Sakanaquarium B. The song features on the band's following video albums: Sakanaquarium 2011 Documentaly, Live at Makuhari Mesa, Sakanaquarium 2013 Sakanaction, Live at Makuhari Mesa 2013.5.19, and Sakana Tribe 2014, Live at Tokyo Dome City Hall. It also makes an appearance on their digitally exclusive live album Sakanaquarium 2012 Zep Alive 2012. Cover artwork. The cover artwork is an actualization of the song's message of questioning the nature of self-identity. It features a question mark design created by stacked copies of Sakanaction's previously released CDs, created by designer Kamakine of Hatos. The iTunes Store edition of the single featured an alternate take of the artwork, seen from a different angle. Music video. The music video was directed by Hisashi Momo Kitazawa. Kitazawa had worked as the band's stylist since the release of their song, Center Ray, 2008. However, had never worked as a music video director before. Kitazawa was asked to direct the music video during meetings discussing the music video project, when generally Kitazawa was the person who contacted directors to work on the band's video projects. After worrying about the idea for 2 days, Kitazawa accepted the offer. The band shot the music video on June 25, 2010. The video features scenes of the band performing the song in a dark room, backlit with a series of fluorescent tubes. The members wear black and white clothing, and in other scenes are shown individually against a background of black and white patterns. In the latter half of the video, the camera slowly pans out, revealing that the video is actually being broadcast from the screen of a pachinko machine. Kitazawa gave the video a pachinko machine motif. and aimed to create an entirely different image from the band's previous artistic videos. Kitazawa was inspired by pachinko machines, strongly associated with a dirty mood, as their gambling devices. However, when seen outside of context are innocent game cabinets. Kitazawa felt that how the identity of what a pachinko machine is changes depending on the conceptions of people, and that this expressed the messages of the song well. Kitazawa was inspired by the chorus lyric Aidentiti ga nai to create a video primarily in grayscale, and focus much of the video on light and shadow. The Kino Flow fluorescent tubes used on the band performance scenes of the video were made to resemble fish bones, relating to the meaning of the band's name in Japanese. The video was first released on July 10, where it was exclusively shown on the space shower program Jet until July 18, before being released to other music video networks. The video was uploaded to YouTube on July 10, and as of August 2015 has amassed more than 14 million views. Reception. Critical reception. CD Journal reviewers gave the single their star of approval, calling it the highest level of pop music, and a future anthem for Sakanaction. They praised the radical but considered electro sound, and the danceable, four-on-the-floor beat, also describing the Latin percussion was fresh. The reviewers felt that the song's melody was so high quality that it would sound good even backed with just a guitar. They praised Yamaguchi's unique lyrical sense, as well as Yamaguchi's vocals at the start of the chorus as he sang the word "doshite," feeling it was intense. Yuichi Hirayama of Excite described the song as a radical pop tune that rides on tribal dance beats, while questioning the nature of identity, while Sumaya Hanatsuka of Scream similarly felt that the song blended a Latin rhythm with the spirits of a Japanese festival. Tetsuo Hiragara of Hot Express described the song as a flood of sound, an emotional explosion, a pleasurable Latin beat, and a melody and lyrics that make you want to scream. Quote, also praising the song's high impact, feeling that it would resonate well even with casual music listeners. Commercial reception. The single debuted at number 12 on Oricon's physical singles chart, selling 12,000 copies. Rival sales tracking agency SoundScan Japan found that the vast majority of copies sold in the first week were of the single's limited CD/DVD edition. After spending a total of 8 weeks in the top 200 singles, Aidentiti managed to sell a total of 21,000 copies. Track listings. All tracks written by Ichiro Yamaguchi. Personnel. Personnel details were sourced from Documentaly's liner notes booklet. Music video personnel details were sourced from Second Archive 2007. 2011. Sakanaction Music Video Collection. Sakanaction. Personnel. Music video personnel. Chart rankings. Sales. Release history.